There's this one controversy that shook me, that almost made me quit the industry. And that was when I had my nude pictures come out in the papers. I'm just glad there was no Facebook. And hi, my name is Cinderella Sanyu Okuyo. I forget that sometimes. Most of you know me as Cindy Biebe, or definitely the King herself. I'm excited to be on Pulse again. I am blessed to have a very good team at the Uganda Musicians Association, which helps me balance out this whole thing, and have also a very supportive husband and family that has come in handy. So there's no formula to this. I'm sliding through it all. Whatever I can fix for my family, I will. Whenever I can make time for my job, I will. I enjoy both almost at the same level. Well, I haven't subscribed or signed with any label because all the contracts that I've received so far, I've not liked them. A lot of the contracts today are very equal to slavery, you know. And a label wants to own who you are. And I feel like nobody can own who Cindy is. I don't want anybody to own that. I want to own that, so that if tomorrow I want to flip and do something different, it's up to me. I don't have to ask anybody else. The problem with labels is that they want, and I understand it, they want control of everything, because they are putting in the money, so they have to be in control of you. The same way they would be in control of a sack of salt, or the same way that they deal with that kind of business, selling mattresses and stuff. That's the same way they deal with you. They never deal with you as a human being. Most of the time, you're just a product, because a label can decide that we are going to brand you as a 16-year-old, and even if you're 40, they want you to act like a 16-year-old. That's why you have artists like Madonna still dressing up in the same clothes she was dressing up in 25 years ago. And yet right now we want to see such artists dressed differently, embrace their edge and stuff like that. So I want to own that, and that is why I haven't signed on with any label. So for freedom, I decided not to sign on any label. It's not because I don't meet the criteria, no. A lot of labels would love to sign me and stuff like that. It's not because I'm bad for business, or a lot of people think that, I don't qualify. No, I definitely qualify for any international or just national label, but I want the freedom to do what I want. The intentions of my concert this year is generally, there's one intention: to come back to the industry. I needed a big comeback. I needed to announce myself, to let people know that I am back officially as an artist, because I've been working as the president of UMA, I've been seen as a mother, as a wife, and all those things. So I wanted people to see me again as an artist, and it took a while for promoters to find out that I was working again. So I needed a big way to launch myself out there, so my business can resume again. So that is how I announced the comeback concert for the King herself, and so far, so good. It hurts me deeply that bubblegum music is very popular, way more than per se real music, than classics and music, which is like a body of work, and people are listening to that kind of music really quickly, especially on platforms like TikTok, and all these platforms with young people. They want the new music and new music and new music. So we are losing authentic artists. We are losing a complete musician who sits down and writes a story, paints a picture for you, makes you think, and not just dance to the beat and leave. We are losing that kind of music, and it hurts me so much that is happening. But we have to accept that there is an audience for that right now. But also, people need to remember that there is an audience which still wants real music. Music that will make you cry, will make you sleep, will make you dance, and music that makes you think, music that changes lives. There's that audience which is there, and they may not be loud, but there are many. I have that kind of audience, that there are many. They're just not as loud as the people who appreciate the bubblegum music. At the end of the day, I feel like both things are needed. So as an artist, I strike that balance in the middle, and it's never easy. But somehow I need to strike the balance, so that I have some beats from the bubblegum music and a message from an authentic artist, an authentic message. And somewhere there in the middle is the best place for me. Selector is my most memorable project ever. I'll tell you why. I did Selector after I had Amani, my first baby. And I remember sitting in the club when she was about 5 to 6 months old when I went out to a club called Rouge at that time. And I was listening to a beat, and I loved the beat, and I was thinking about the situation that I was in at that time. I needed to come back. There had been so many talented artists and so much good music that year. So I needed a way to come back. I wanted to express myself in the most authentic way. That's why when I said what I meant every word that I was saying. So when I started and I say, all day me I go through trouble. Money got me working on a double. We can't sleep cause this life is a battle. Sleep a little bit too much, just get shot. Now, everything that I was saying was happening at that moment. Tax money, rent money. Now, I was thinking about all the things I need to pay for, all of my bills and all that, like everything I said in that song was what I was feeling at that time. So, and then I want to relax. So you go, when I'm in the club, DJ, play my music so loud, throw my troubles all away. This one for you and me. So I express my stress, but then also explain why I want to just have a good time and forget all my problems. So I feel when that became a hit, it felt good that my message from my heart was accepted by the whole country, because sometimes as artists you have to fake you're heartbroken but you're singing a love song, and yet the truth is if you were to tell your authentic self, you'd be upset, you'd be crying, you'd be sad and miserable, but because you need a hit you're saying, oh I love you babe, and that is not what you're feeling. So for me to be authentic and people love it, that's why I feel like Selector is that's my most memorable song. There's this one controversy that shook me, that almost made me quit the industry, and that was when I had my nude pictures come out in the papers. I'm just glad there was no Facebook and there's no Facebook and Twitter and all these things. And even when they came, somebody tried to bring them back, but still the damage was done. We were over with it. But when those pictures came into the papers, that right there shook me so bad. I almost quit actually. I thought about, it's the only time that I felt like I wanted to be dead. Like I wish I was dead right now. So that when everything comes out, I won't feel the pain. And it was not a lot about me. It was about everyone around me and how much they were affected. My mother is a very strong Christian. So you can imagine people talking to her about, her daughter being nude in the papers, and she doesn't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it. And my sisters were trying to figure their lives out, but this was coming at them. It's amazing how everybody around me gets sucked into my story every time. So that's what hurt me even more than myself. If it was just me, I feel like, yes, I felt like I deserved it, but I felt like everybody around me didn't deserve it at all. So I felt like if I quit, everybody else would be well. They won't be sucked into my drama. And that was terrible. And the stories that people added onto the picture were horrible. I thought it would kill me, seriously. I really thought my career was done, but God is good. Yeah, that was my biggest controversy ever. I've had a lot of controversies after then. I've been a queen of controversy in this country, but that right there shook me more than anything. Okay, I don't handle negative feedback. I let it be. You cannot handle negative feedback because it affects you. The more you listen to it, the more it makes you angry. And when you're angry, you cannot create. As a creator, you really can't create. And I decided a long time ago, and I said, I'm never going to handle negativity. I let negative people be. There are comments that you see, and you see it comes from a place that somebody has thought about you and said, you know what if I was in her shoes? Now those I take. I get my assistant to read my comments because I don't want to read comments. The media is still the how do I say, the biggest marketing tool for an artist, even if we have social media. I want people to understand social media is not a real place. It's not a real place you can touch. Those are not your real friends you can call tomorrow and say, come for dinner. You understand? They're not your real friends. They could be 5 million, 50 million, I don't care. Those are not your real friends. The people who are the real friends are you who's interviewing me right now. I can call you. You understand? I can call you and say, my song is stuck with this, can you give me an interview? That I can do. I can rely on that. That if I was nice to the guy on Pulse, tomorrow I can call him. He's a real guy. But I can't do that with TikTok and Facebook and all this. When the algorithms on whatever change, That's it. They won't remember you. But the guy holding the camera, the guy interviewing me, that one will remember me. That one I can cry to and say, please help me, you know. Social media is not a real place. The real people are the media teams that come, the interviewers, the presenters, those people. Those are people that move the industry, not social media. It can't be relied on. There are problems in the copyright law that we need to fix. And that we've gone a very long way, but we're not done with it. The copyright law, good news is that it was passed. Our dear president, you know, accepted that we need to work on this, and he signed on it, and it's working right now. Now, what we are sorting out are the small issues in it, like how does that profit a guy selling music in town? Or if he stole your music, what is the fair consequence, or is there a way that you can talk and then make sure you keep on moving together? Because our industries are dynamic. We cannot move our music the same way as Nigerians do, South Africans do, Kenyans do. Our industry is ours. We have our own way of dealing with it. So we are designing the copyright law to favor us as Ugandans. Everybody's voice helps out. But we've been on this journey for a very long time, and the Federation just joined us recently. And when Kenzo and his team make noise, it creates more hype, So that when we enter into an office, there's already some pressure because of what he said. That's why I'm saying everybody helps out. But we're working on it, and it is going to work for every artist. To the girl out there who is watching me, the first thing I want to say is slow down. It's not that serious. The music industry is not life or death. You understand? If you don't get a hit today, it doesn't mean you're dead. It can come tomorrow. The problem with us artists is we want something now. I want a hit right now. That is how you end up with issues of sexual harassment, because an artist said, because I want my song to hit next week, so now I'm going to sleep with this person. You understand? I can't say no because I want my song next week. And yet, if you relax, you can find out that you don't have to sleep with John and Peter and James. As a woman, you don't fight with energy. You don't fight with your body, you fight with your brains. It's men who fight with their body because they are energetic. God gave them that. But as a woman, fight with your brains. Think about what you want to do. And as a woman, you need your, I don't know how to call it. You need your respect. It's going to take you a long way. If you ruin it in the beginning of your career, it's going to come back and bite you. So my message will have to be that integrity is so important. Respect is so important, not when you've started, but when you get to a certain level. You don't want your history to have things like for example, Cindy has the nude pictures following her everywhere. You don't want that. But what you want is to have your respect. When you get there, nobody's saying nothing about you. So I want to tell the girl to slow down.